This is Digital Champions TV. I'm Greg Kirkham, and today I've got Louis Shulman, CMO and co-founder of Orbit Marketing, based in Phoenix, Arizona. Louis, thanks for joining the show today, my friend.
Greg, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for the invite.
Happy to have you. So let's start with you. What inspired you to co-found Orbit Marketing? What really got your attention as far as digging in and getting started with businesses?
Yeah, I mean, this is far from the first business that I've started. So, the motivation for being an entrepreneur and the motivation for Orbit Marketing, there's a lot of overlap, but we already were running kind of what still is our parent company, which is called Orbit Metrics, and we do IT services, kind of business intelligence for hire, especially for e-commerce brands is a big specialty there. Just anyone doing a really high budget digital ad campaign benefits from having an extraordinary level of clarity into their data. And that's still a great business and we're still running it. But I wanted to build the next business, just like kind of anyone on their entrepreneurial journey based on the lessons that you've learned from everything that you've done thus far. And as much as I do love that business, it's a very difficult sales cycle. It's a very expensive service. It's very high end. And you really have to find a fairly niche customer who's going to be a good fit for our exact expertise. So we could have something with a bit more momentum, predictability, and more of like a linear path rather than working on a couple of really large deals that could close any day now, but any day now could be a 6-month process. I wanted to also have something complementary that is a bit more mass market, right? Something that would appeal to most business owners in really any situation, and also still lends itself to something that as a team we had some expertise and some competitive advantage in doing, both based on where we saw opportunity in the market and skills that we have kind of as individuals on the founding team. And Orbit Marketing is what we settled on. It was originally called Inbox Ghosts. The name change didn't really change much about what it is that we do. Just now that we really decided after the first few months of kind of testing the business that we were committing to it, we wanted to realign the branding with the parent company and kind of create more of a unified presence. And the main thing that we do is we write weekly newsletters for businesses. I just thought, I take a lot of inspiration from, like any other entrepreneur, the entrepreneurs that I consume information from. I'm like, okay, they've gone further than I have, which means they know things that I don't know, or they've experienced in perspectives and beliefs and values that I'm yet to ingrain as deeply as they have. And someone who inspired me a lot at the time, and I still learn from him, is Nick Huber, who he goes by kind of name on social media of Sweaty Startup. And then I also am a big fan of Cody Sanchez, and her whole thing is like boring businesses. And I think that early in your career, one way to think about it is early in your entrepreneurial career is going for something with a really high probability of success and minimizing the amount of things that could go wrong. And so really what you're learning is, like, if you sell a proven product, meaning something that there's demand for and something that it kind of exists. It's like this, we're not the first email marketing agency to exist. It's really a question of how well can you execute all of the pieces. It's similar to like an MBA in the sense of it's an educational experience, but I don't have to work on the variable of like, am I selling something people want? Is this something people buy? I already know that for a fact before I even started the business. And so it's just a question of how quickly can I and my team accumulate the requisite experience of sales, marketing, operations, hiring, just all of the pieces. And then that's going to work, and it is working, and it's going to continue to grow. And then maybe the next business that we start or the next product that we launch is a bit more ambitious and a bit of like a higher risk, higher reward. Whereas this is a very straightforward path to having a viable business. And then of course, on the customer side, it's not viable unless you're confident that what you do helps people and provides, significantly more value than they're paying for. That's, the asymmetry that keeps people reoccurring as customers. And that's obviously an important part of the equation as well.
Yeah, and as great as experimentation might sound, right, when you're exploring different dynamics, if you will, or businesses or whatever, it's not necessarily the most effective method of getting from point A to point B. It's much less impactful too if you're trying to break ground in a fully blue ocean and you don't know where the demand is. it's not nearly as impactful as most people would like to believe. Awesome. Hey, Louis, thank you so much for coming on the show today, my friend. It was great hearing all of your expertise. To learn more about Orbit marketing, visit digitalchampionstv.com.